is, but you know, I think they got a handle on it pretty well. And yeah, I mean, it was scary hearing that kind of thing over the loudspeaker, but you know, at the end of the day, I think they did the best they could given the circumstances.
What did you hear over the loudspeaker?
It said Capitol building in lockdown, shots fired. I think it repeated twice. We didn't know if it was pre-recorded or if it was part of what, because we were watching the video at the time, so it came on over the top of that, and people kind of started looking around and trying to work out what was going on, and the lights were still down at the time, and then that's when we started seeing like the exit doors opening and people coming in, that kind of thing.
Ushering people into your...
Yes. Apparently the shooting was 2 theatres over. They ushered some people into our theatre that had been in the theatre next door and heard shots.
So the shooting was passed after you went through security?
I don't know. You know, as I said, I'm not...
Did you go through security? We were curious about that. It's been a while since I've been in the visitor center. So describe to me what it's like walking into the visitor center.
So, waiting line, I had an appointment today, and you go through, it's the metal detector. You put all your metal in a case that goes around the side, and then you do go through the metal detector. So that was my thought as well. How did anyone get a weapon into the building?
And you understand that the shooting occurred in a theater?
That's what the people that were shown into our theatre said, that they heard something from the theatre next door. So that's all the information we kind of got. They did keep, the police were great about coming in and trying to keep us updated. There was someone in our theatre who wanted an armed guard in the theatre, and the police were explaining that they were kind of stretched in terms of manpower, and they were not stretched, but they were making sure that they had armed guards on every door, and that's what they kept on repeating. I think that was their standard procedure, is to just keep armed guards on every door.
How long do you think that you were inside that theatre, if you had to estimate? And I know minutes can feel like a much longer time. Like that.
Well, we were halfway through the first showing of the material, so I'm guessing at least half an hour, 40 minutes. And then as soon as there was another officer that came in, and he kind of he asked what was going on. Well, he didn't ask what was going on. Sorry, my throat. There was another officer that came in, and he kind of he asked what was going on. Well, he didn't ask what was going on. Sorry, my throat. He explained the situation, and he asked us if we were okay with turning off the promotional show that was on the television, which they did. They turned it off, they turned the lights up, and people started asking questions, and he just was answering them for people and explained that we had to stay safe. And again, they kept on making sure that if anyone came in, they asked if anyone came in and you're not sat next to the person that you came in with, please tell us now, because they were just very, very intense about making sure they knew where everyone was. And that's kind of what I remember then. Eventually, when they got the all clear, they shuttled all of us out, and we all came out together.
So you think from start to finish, you were in there about half an hour to 45 minutes? From the moment shots fired, I guess around 30 to 45 minutes in total, yes. Okay.
My name is JAY BLASKI. Blaski. B-L-A-S-K-E.
All right, so that is the first eyewitness we have heard from through all of this here, and in brief, you know, all of a sudden shots were fired. He talked about, this is what Ian with the Washington Post was also saying, perhaps within one of the movie theaters at the Capitol Visitors Complex, as tourists were in town, wanted to check out the U.S. Capitol, and over the loudspeaker heard Capitol building lockdown, shots fired. And to his point, how the heck did somebody get a gun in there through the metal detectors? Let's go to our correspondent, Brian Todd, who was there at the scene as well. Brian Todd, tell me what you're seeing and what you've learned.
Brooke, just behind me, that is the area where the incident occurred. That is the corner there of 1st Street Northeast and East Capitol Street where I'm standing. Our photojournalist Greg Robertson zooming in for you there, where you see some emergency response vehicles. You see police gathered there. That's right at the Capitol Visitor Complex entrance where this incident might have taken place, we're told. What we're now told by law enforcement officials is that a male suspect was shot at the Capitol complex by U.S. Capitol Police. That suspect now en route to the hospital. A female civilian bystander was injured by shrapnel. No law enforcement, no Capitol Police were injured in the incident. But again, the latest that we're told by law enforcement officials, a male suspect was shot at the Capitol complex by U.S. Capitol Police. That male suspect now en route to the hospital. A female bystander wounded by shrapnel in that incident. And they're really not letting any of us go any closer than we are right now. Brooke, if you can see the scene down the street from me, this is East Capitol Street where we're standing. You can see all the emergency responders there we had to walk some distance to get where we are. We were cordoned off on several streets north and northwest of the Capitol as we made our way up here. Capitol is still on lockdown, we're told, and that's really the situation. People were told to shelter in place. People outside were initially told to take cover, but we did get word a short time ago that there's no active threat to the public right now, so this incident may be winding down, Brooke. The latest we were told again is a male suspect shot and wounded by Capitol Police. That suspect now en route to the hospital. Brooke.
Brian, thank you and your PJ for the